As many of you know, one of our very own, Heather Skold, tested positive for the coronavirus about 8 days ago. We are happy to say that she is now doing a lot better. In fact, she joins us live from her home this afternoon to share her experience fighting COVID-19. Heather, it's great to see you. So many people over the last week or so have asked, how's Heather? How's Heather? I tell them what I can based on a few text messages here or there, but let me just ask that question right now. How are you doing tonight?
You know, Bart, I'm feeling great at this point. I wouldn't say 100% quite yet. My sense of smell still has not come back. It's very faint right now, so if I do laundry, I can't smell that. Hopefully I would smell burned food, though, if it's on the stove, so fingers crossed about that. But yeah, I took a test nearly 2 weeks ago, which came back positive. It took about 5 days for that test result to come back. Since then, I've had 2 additional swabs. And, you know, they call it the brain tickle test. They don't call it that for nothing. It truly is uncomfortable. I wouldn't say painful, but uncomfortable. So that's just what they have to do to test. But I've taken 2 additional swabs since then, which have come back positive as well. I don't feel too many lingering effects. Sometimes I feel tired, but all of those feverish chills, those have long passed. I would say my symptoms started to feel and manifest themselves just as pure exhaustion, which I attributed to some stress from some other things going on. But, you know, I thought it was due to that. But the longer it went on, I would say Halloween weekend, I thought, gosh, I'm really tired. And then the night of the election, I just could not warm up. Got the chills, and I attributed that to just being in our cold studio, which is not an unusual thing. And then I was notified that a person I was in contact with had tested positive. So I went home right before the 10 o'clock news, election night, and have been home since. So thank goodness for grocery delivery, no contact, even to get this equipment to go live, the camera, the lights, everything like that. My coworkers have dropped at my front porch. So things have been very monochromatic, if I could say that, since. But it's been all right. I'm glad I'm feeling well. I have taken a lot of water, a lot of liquids, taking a lot of naps, vitamin D, vitamin C. I'm not a health expert, so this is only just my experience, what I have gone through with COVID. So I can't speak for everyone out there, but it felt like a cold that wouldn't go away. I would say in comparison, for me, in comparison to the seasonal flu, it was less permanent effects that you would experience from the seasonal flu. It just seems to last longer. It's more spread out. So hopefully by staying socially distant, really not seeing anyone the last few weeks, you know, we can stop the spread. So I want to thank everyone for the well wishes and just for reaching out and just your kind words as I've gone through this, and so many others, hundreds of others in our viewing area have gone through this too. Bart?
Real quick, Heather, before you go, you kind of touched on it there, but yours wasn't one of these cases where you just wake up one morning and all of a sudden it just hits you like a brick wall. It kind of crept up, and you seem to have some kind of sinus, you know, problems, just a little stuffy nose here or there. Not something that I or a lot of people would associate with COVID-19. What would be your recommendation to people out there who maybe just feel a little tickle in their throat, maybe just kind of feel like they're just a little fatigued? Do you think it's the message that go get a test just in case, and maybe you can just kind of quarantine yourself a few days earlier?
It wouldn't hurt. Again, I'm no health expert. I never felt a tickle in my throat, to be honest, and I wasn't really blowing stuff out of my nose either. It just felt a little stuffy. I will say I had a headache that particularly hurt my eye sockets, which was kind of bizarre. So again, I thought it was due to stress. And just, I would say the biggest thing that I noticed was just pure exhaustion. So again, I probably had a more mild case than a lot of people out there, but certainly I did have a fever then as it progressed, and chills. So that was unusual. At that point I thought, okay, I'm feeling strange. And so the day after I was notified that I had contact with a person who was positive, I went in for a test. And again, that 5 days later came back positive.
All right, Heather, thanks. It's great for me to see and hear you. I'm sure our viewers are thinking the same thing, and you'll rejoin us back here at 5 o'clock. We'll see you then.